K7EME.
What's new there, Vince?
Not much. How you doing, man? Yeah, you sounded good. Like he said there a little bit of when you first key up, but then it's clear.
Yeah, if I run the headset, it doesn't do that. But I'm just out in the shop, and thank God for the iPad. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be on the radio. So anyway, good Sunday morning to you.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I just want to check in real quick and go down and keep monitoring the new monster because that little guy gets into more stuff than I can imagine.
Oh my, yeah, got a little human magnet when it comes to things they shouldn't be near.
Well, this one's a canine magnet, but he's worse because he's got four-wheel drive.
Ah, yeah. I have that with my rabbit. My rabbit can be, he has just normal days, and he has days that I think he just spends trying to get me to raise my blood pressure.
Exactly. I know he's getting smarter, too. That's what scares me. He's smarter than I am already. He's only 4 months old.
That's the golden years, though.
Yeah, that's the kind that make you really appreciate it when they become an adult and you can trust them.
Roger. All right, 7-3s. We'll be back in a bit. I'm going to go get my coffee warmed up.
Okay, roger that, K7EME.
All right, I'll take that pause to jump in here, and we'll get things going. Got the live stream up and running, and so good morning to everybody who may be listening. Barry out there in Canada, etc. So I got a preliminary list here. Andy, you're going to be able to stick around, right?
Roger.
Okay, and of course I know Chuck is going to stick around, right?
Yep, we'll be here for the duration, and unfortunately no live stream today. I'm still sorting that out.
Oh, no problem. I got you covered. It looks like we're up and running. At least it looks like that from this end of things. And Jerry, W5RCQ, everything going okay up there?
Yeah, good morning, Doug. Yeah, everything's good, and I'll be here for the duration.
Okay. And Al, good morning. Hey, sorry about last night. I know we probably drove you off 432 with tech stuff, but anyways, apologies are in order here.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. And Robert just got a net logger up there. It's up and going now. So, yeah, I went off and I was watching college football last night. Don't know if you heard, but Washington State lost to Arizona 44-6, Doug.
I did not hear the final score, but I know it wasn't pretty, and I had it on, and it looked pretty grim. They got off to a good start this year, and then they just folded. And Arizona is off to a really good start. So kudos to them. It seems like their season. The team has turned around from the last number of seasons. So yeah, that's great. I'm sorry for Wazoo, but glad for Arizona. Anyway, thanks for that update, and we'll be talking here. And I wanted to acknowledge Vince, K7EME. How you doing there, Vince? And I did hear a little bit about the four-legged husky, and it sounds like everything is nominal. He is doing what he is bred to do.
Exactly. I'm starting to trust him. He's up here with me right now, but I'm going to go down and feed him. And he likes to go out in the yard and chew on rocks, so I guess that's about the cheapest toy I can buy for him. I got lucky here, considering I don't have a lot of time on the radio. I worked at Whiskey Sierra 8 on 5 different bands. So, I mean, Whiskey 8 Sierra, 5 different bands so far. So that's kind of cool. And then we had that little eclipse yesterday. Was kind of neat.
I know that was awesome, and I'm gonna comment on that. What a better place to be for an eclipse than at a world-class astronomer's home with all his toys and bells and whistles, and oh my gosh. And I learned you can see Venus in the daytime, and boy, it was actually bright yesterday. What a spectacular thing for me to observe for the first time in my life. So I was blown away. Anyway, all right. So Vince, I forgot to ask the big question. Are you sticking around?
No, I'll probably go one and done again. Like I said, I'll feed him and then take him outside because that's usually when he does some of his natural business, so I don't want to leave him in the house for that.
Oh yeah, I understand. I fed my 4-legged ones, and the back door is open for their pleasure. There you go. Got to do that. Mother Nature. Dogs are quite interesting animals when it comes to eating and pooping in a very short cycle. There, it's kind of comical almost.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, take care, man. Good to hear you. We'll catch you next week, 7:30 K7EME.
Okay, very good. And good morning, Robert. You got the list going quite well, and so good morning to you as well. So just to update everybody, Den and Marion are off up north somewhere in the Albuquerque or further north. They're camping and eclipse chasing, and so they're not back home yet. And so I did talk to Dan on 75 meters Friday morning, and so he updated me on all of that. And so that we don't have to do any air scatter this morning, or let's put it this way, we don't get to do any air scatter. It's not a chore. It's a blast. So anyway, with that, we'll get things rolling here a little bit more. I've got everybody that I've had on my list in there. So let's start adding to that list and get some further early check-ins for the Arizona SWOTnet. Bring it on, guys.
N17 WZ.
Okay, Steve, I got you and one other in the background there, so hold on to the fella in the background. Steve, good morning. You really are pounding through the headphones.
Good morning, Doug. Yeah, you are too. Not the headphones, not my speaker, but I'm going to be in and out today. I'm going to church this morning, special service. We usually go Saturday afternoons, but I will spare everyone from listening to me babble this morning about a bunch of nothing. Over.
Come on. You always have good stuff to add, and I think what I'm hearing, it's not another station in there. It may be the live stream audio, perhaps, coming across. Sounds a little out of phase there. Anyway, sounds good, Steve. You take care, and we'll catch up with you maybe Tuesday evening or something like that.
Roger that. 7-3.
7-3s. Anybody else out there?
W7ADF.
W7ADF. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Doug. I'll be here.
All right. That's a very definite thumbs up there on your end there, so we got you on the list. Anybody else?
N7VD.
N7VD. Let's see. I'm not quite familiar with that call. Can you please repeat that? Let me make sure I got it. How you doing, Robert?
I'm doing good. I heard W7WHB, and then it was Steve there, over.
Okay, well, I thought I heard something else in there, and then I heard Steve with a little audio in the background. I figured that's what it was. Let me pick up the other Steve. W7WHB, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying I'm going to stick around for the net there, Doug.
Okay, a little bit of multipath in there. Got an airplane wandering about. All right, Steve, got you down.
Roger, we'll be here.
Okay, thanks for that, Robert. Anybody else?
K7EME.
Good morning, Mike. KD7UUN. Go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. No eclipse today, so I'll be sticking around.
Okay, sounds good. Got you on the list. And it is a beautiful morning, just spectacular out there. Anybody else? K7EME. All right, we got the early birds in here, and so we're off to a good start. And yeah, what a great deal, the eclipse yesterday. And just great time over there at Chuck's, and so he'll of course, Chuck, you've been filling everybody in. Wrong antenna on the system will definitely change things up. What were you on, the 6-meter Yagi or something?
No, I was actually on an empty port. I was on. No, actually, I was on the beverage. I was listening to 2 meters on a beverage, 500-foot beverage antenna pointed up to Japan. It kind of worked. I have no idea what the beam pattern is, but as soon as I put it onto the RXB, so the RXA is my beverage input, and then RXB is the transverter input. So as soon as I got it over to RXB, everything sounded much better.
Okay, so yeah, I was going to say I was surprised after what we were talking about that the lack of a preamp would knock it down that much, because I kind of expected more, but the mystery is solved.
Oh yeah. Well, I learned something, that the beverage wasn't great. There was a lot of attenuation, I can guarantee you that, but it wasn't stone deaf either.
All right. Well, that's a definitely a long beverage antenna, not that high in the air. Actually, I'm very impressed that on 2 meters you were able to hear Jerry there, and that's where he's at up there. That's 100 miles plus.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. So there you go. That's why I was able to hear anything at all. I was hearing Andy pretty well, but no, as soon as I got it on the RX B port, the whole band comes to life, and I'm hearing everybody so far.
All right. No, that's good. Well, you are human after all. Just goes to show. All right. Let's see. Anybody else out there?
K7XP.
Morning, George. How you doing?
Oh, I guess we're still doing anyways. We quit worrying about how it doesn't do any good.
Yeah, well, it doesn't get you much, that's for sure. But what was your week like?
Oh, pretty busy around here getting things done up around the house, but that was about it. No events this weekend, so I think it's about a month or so away before we do the next event. So not anything going on right now.
Well, that's good. You got a little bit of a break. Did you have a chance to see the eclipse? And did any of the animals act funny?
No, the animals didn't act funny. They was all asleep anyways. It's too hot out for them. But the dogs and cats is all we got around here, and they go to sleep during the daytime because it's too hot, I guess. But anyways, yeah, we've seen the eclipse, but nothing else happened.
Okay, well, I'm glad nothing else happened. In the old days, millennia or so ago, they used the eclipses as threatening the masses, that they would shut the sun off, and unless the villagers came up with the proper taxes and all of that, so I thought about trying that out on some of my kids, maybe make them, but they didn't fall for it.
Yeah, that's probably about normal. However, our government gets it done. They don't wait on any eclipse. They just do it all the time.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, you have a good one at church, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. 7-3. Have a good one. K7XP.
Yeah, you were one red LED from absolutely lighting up the entire strip there. All right. Sounds good, George. Catch you later. Is there anybody else out there, K7EME? Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Did you get any sleep last night, or did you stay up studying?
No, I actually I loaded up on sleep. I got more than 8 hours of sleep. I was out right after I got off the air.
Oh, okay. Well, I did the opposite. There was a new release on one of the VMs, and I stayed up till like 12:30 reading it there over.
Oh, a new release on what?
One of my visual novels I was telling you about earlier.
Oh, well, that'll get you going. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm guilty of that, and you know the YouTube rabbit hole that you talk about. I started to go down that rabbit hole a little bit. And next thing I know, it's an hour later, and I've been sleeping. So I turned that all off, and man, it was. I feel great. I got an excellent sleep. So yeah, so many things to do. Did it? So it's a new series with new characters, right?
No, it's just a new chapter in the continuing story, and it was really, really good. So anyway, that's why I ended up staying up. But anyway, while I'm thinking of it, Chuck, did you do anything to your mic audio passband? You sound really, really good. Over.
Yeah, I did a little bit of extra balancing on the equalization a little bit, and I think I got the processing backed off a little bit, and but without losing the punch that I like.
Oh yeah, well I had to comment. It really sounds good, just like you're in the room with me. So but you know what I mean. It's got the punch there. Over.
Yeah, no, I like it. What I'm hearing in the headphones right now sounds really good to me too.
Very good. Well, this is on 9700. I can't do too much with it, but anyway, when I'm on 222, which you will be on, I'm hoping in the next month maybe. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Over.
Oh yeah, it won't take me much to get some form of an antenna up there. I have a space on the little tower above up on the roof, and there's a unused piece of coax waiting there for 220 there. Robert, go ahead.
Awesome, sounds great. All right, anyway, well, we'll get back to that there. I don't want to take too much time into the 7VD.
Yeah, that's making me think too, Robert. It won't be long now. Once I do the first band, the rest will follow quickly with getting everything configured. So I won't make any promises, but it's possible that maybe next Friday I'll be back. Oh no, that's right. We got to replace the rotor up there. All right, well. We'll figure something out. Anyway, if the antenna lands in the right spot with the wind, the prevailing wind, I may be on 222. At least to give you an extra check-in.
That would be good. And that rotor's inside the tower, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's going to get upgraded to a tail twister.
Right. Well, why don't you climb up there and put a pair of vice grips on the mast, and that maybe should be able to hold it for a while, Roger?
Yeah, that's quite possible. Yeah, except for that one little word you used that started with the C, you know?
I know, I'm just kidding you. Anyway, just gotta rib you a little bit. All right, 7-3, I'll stand by in 7VD.
Oh, what we need is you coming down here with that big line gun you got there that you pump up to about 100 psi, and you can put it over Mount Everest, and then we'll guide the thing in your direction.
Oh yeah, there you go. Well, maybe put a rock on the end of a piece of string and see if you can sling it over there. Over.
I've actually thought about that, and probably if I do get everything rolling on 222, I may do that. A very good possibility, and I'll just tie it down aimed in your direction. Okay, you've given me something to think about there.
All right, sounds good. And yeah, and really, you know, if you get your 222 going, and I don't care where your antenna's pointed, I think I can point down there and hear you. Over.
Yeah, I think that's true. The antenna is still a little bit sharp, but from what Chuck and I have been discussing, eventually with the other changes, since we got to swap the rotor out and extending above the chromoly just a little bit, will allow me to set the 6 meter up a little bit higher, and then I will have enough room to add the other long boom Yagi for a paced fare, and we'll be back. We'll be back to 100% there on 222. So that's also in the loop, but that's going to be down the road. We've got to do the 2 meter, because I'm just one wind gust away from not having anything on 2 meters here. So we got to get that repaired and get my signal back where it should be.
Yes, I agree. All right, take over in 7VD.
Yeah, okay, K7EME. Anybody else out there? Well, we've been rambling on K7EME, taking early check-ins for the Arizona Sidewinders on TuneNet.
Yes, say hello, Doug, KD7EQ.
Good morning, Gary, KD7EQ. Well, hey, what a pleasure. How you doing this morning?
Oh, okay. We're still horizontally polarized, so signals are still weak, but doing fine. I've been on other frequencies here, and I noticed you didn't get on 3695 this morning. I got thinking, oh, that's tomorrow morning. So anyway, decided to turn on 2 meters and heard you guys, so I've just been sort of reading the mail.
Okay, well, very good. Yeah, don't... I had to pause and think there. You know, us retired guys, sometimes we lose track of what day of the week is, and you gave me a bit of a fright there. I thought, well, geez, but then I realized, oh, no, it's got to be Sunday because I'm talking to guys on the net. Don't confuse me, Gary. That's easily done. By the way, this morning your signal is S5 to 6 with your vertical antenna up there in Phoenix. So good conditions.
Yeah, I'm not getting the same on receive. I'm getting some flutter now from the aircraft. But anyway, it's I'm copying quite a few of the guys that have been talking with you there, and well, Mike was too, of course. Over at Mike's house, some of you guys were really, really loud. And I guess you were one of them too, so you must be pointing towards Quick Ridge, or at least at one point you were. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet here. You go on with everybody else, and I'm just going to monitor. I will not check into the net because I've got to go in for breakfast. K7EME, KD7Q.
Okay, Gary. Well, we'll probably talk to you tomorrow on tomorrow morning's schedule there. So you take care, and hey, I appreciate you checking in. Always good to hear from you. All right, so that was Gary, KD5EQ up there in the Phoenix area, and by golly, he's on a vertical antenna. And of course, I've been working on him to flip that puppy over 90 degrees, and it'll happen sooner or later. Anyways, let's see. Anybody else out there for the Arizona SWAT net?
Hey, Doug, I was hearing him just fine as well on his vertical.
Hey, yeah, he had the conditions were good. Like I say, he was flickering up to S6. So, that with the cross polarization, if he got that thing twisted around, boy, it would be no problem copying him whatsoever. All right, I'll stand by for more check-ins. I did talk to Barry, VE4MA. He called me this week, and we chatted for a good bit. And he is leaving on November 1st. Will be here by the 3rd, and with good travel times, hopefully. And so he'll be able to participate as soon as he gets everything back up and running in Apache Junction there. So anyways, looking forward to having him back in the loop down here, and get his enthusiasm added to all the stuff. I don't know. He didn't say all of what bands he was bringing, but I'm assuming 122 gigs is going to be on the list for more playing around with some of the folks up there during the winter here. All right, K7EME. K7EME standing by for any check-ins, early check-ins for the Arizona SWAT net. It's a quiet morning this morning. Let's see if we can get some more chatter for the live stream. They're going to think we're the coax is disconnected. K7EME.
K7EME W5RCQ. Just curious, are you on your Q5?
No, I'm not. I'm getting there, getting very, very close. I will probably this afternoon. I think by tonight I should have it on 432.
Roger. Well, hopefully you'll sound as good as Chuck does.
I hope so. Chuck helped me get the audio set up there for HF, and that should carry over through the transverter. So the test is going to be 432 to get things kind of checked out, and then other bands after that. We talked at length last night about setting the proper levels, gain levels in the transverter, and I'm going to go through and do that for each band before I get going. So yeah, it should be coming up. The main thing that I need to get is the relay board, and that problem has been solved since our discussion on Thursday Jerry, on 432 with the FTDI chipset. There was some confusion there, and so it's the relay board that needs the FTDI chipset, not the cable. And so once that Chuck got that all resolved, and so it became more clear what needed to be done. So I have a pair of, a single board coming, and I'll get another one. But I had to rush one from Prime to get it here because the other one took 10 days, and I just simply got the wrong board there, Jerry.
Roger. Well, I wondered about that at the time, but I'm really glad you got it worked out, and I'm following all of you guys with that Q5 avidly. I have the Q5 on 220 that I'm really happy with, so there's a learning curve. You got a lot of new stuff, and so getting it going is probably going to take a while.
Yeah, it'll be a long transition, and the main thing is I've already started. I pulled all the 1296, the amp out and everything to make room for sort of progressing across the bench here with the amp hookups and everything. And I've got the Q5 is now located where it needs to be, so the cable links will be established and all of that. So yeah, I've got a lot of cabling stuff to do, but that relay board is going to reduce all the a lot of stuff, as I don't think I'll need any of the sequencers. There'll be a lot of stuff that I'll be eliminating. So the simplicity of the whole system is what it'll take a while to get there, but it will be well worth the effort. And I'm just plain excited about seeing what I can hear between, with the preamps in combination with the flex receiver, and in particular here on 2 meters. Right now I have an S4 noise level up toward Phoenix, and I know the flex, from what I've seen on the other bands, it will be able to deal with that noise. So that on receive alone will be exciting to get the results, see how it handles all of that. Anyway, so there we go. And the Q5 is a great transverter. I had the 222 HP transverter. It worked so well on so I know this is going to work out well. They have a great product, and what a tremendous idea. The thing is barely bigger than the single band, but you got all 5 bands in that one box, and so I sound like a running ad for Q5 here, but my gosh, to have all that in such a small box, literally converts that flex into being truly an DC to daylight sort of a radio. Anyway, with that, anybody else out there?
Good morning, it's Ken, Whiskey 7 Kilos of the Mike. How is everybody this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Ken. Welcome to the list, and yeah, good signal. How's your week been?
I guess the signal would get better if I put it up to 100%. It's been a busy week, but I was just sitting here listening to all your projects, and I thought, wow, this would be a great time to ask anybody if they have an idea about we're remodeling the master bedroom, which we don't really live in anymore, and that's where all my radio stuff is. And it's going to be painted and all that, and I got to move all of my equipment out of here, and so we can paint and stuff. But I was thinking, if you guys, anybody with a stucco wall has any ideas how to make a pass through the stucco wall without having creatures coming in, I'd sure like to hear about it. I just bought another switch. I have a HF switch, and I have they're both Americon there, RCS4 and RCS4 and RCS 8V. I'm going to put another 8V out there, and so I can limit the amount of wires coming through the little thing I made by the window that I have to leave the shade up to get all the wires through. But anyway, anybody got an idea that to get the wires through the wall without having to leave the shade partially up, I'd be interested in hearing it.
Yeah, well, stucco is hard to deal with. I had a custom house built when I was younger, and being a ham, of course, and building the house at the same time, I had the contractor design a space in the wall, and he actually made a sort of a box that fit in between the 2x6s that became a pass-through, and stuccoed everything right around it. But if you have to cut through there, Jay N1AV has his ham shack is stucco, like most folks, and he cut in there, but I don't remember the specifics. But he actually, I think he mounted, he cut through underneath, but then he mounted over that a big, 12 by 12 or 16 by 16 NEMA box, electrical box, one of those gray plastic. Well, it's not just plastic, but anyway, they're meant for outdoor use. And he put that right over it, and then underneath, he just ran through into the shack and put a similar, I think there's a metal panel in there with his pass-throughs, with double barrel pass-throughs in it. And that seals it for, the bugs and stuff like that from getting in there. But yeah, a little bit of custom carpentry and stucco repair and so-and-so. Jay may have some pictures on his web page on QRZ. I'm not sure, but if you were to post a question on AZVHF Slack channel, I'm sure you'd get a lot of pictures and ideas. And then maybe let's put it out to whoever's here listening. Let's see if there's any comments on stucco home pass-throughs through the wall. I'll put it out there. Anybody got some comments on that?
Yeah, in 780. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. Acknowledge you there. And Robert, go ahead.
I'm sorry, who checked in? Over?
I think it was Mike, WD7R.
Okay, I'll get him on here. Anyway, yeah, Ken, look up on the net K7EME, that's Kilo Foxtrot 7P. He makes a really nice professional entrance panel with a copper backing plate to ground everything, and I ordered it with like a 3-inch PVC hole, and just go to Home Depot and you can bore the hole through with I mean, obviously with Stoker, you're going to have to tip it away a little bit and then cut the chicken wire in the circulars. But I just bored all the way through, mounted that on the outside, and it comes through. And on the inside wall, you just put a nice little facing plate. You can get all that stuff from Home Depot for PVC pipe, and it worked really good. And that really is what you want to do with. You want to ground everything at a common point, and it really makes it nice there. And the bottom of it has different size holes with grommets and such, and it works really well about keeping the critters out there. W7KZM and 7BD.
Okay, that sounds like a great start. Yeah, 3-inch hole would work for me because with my 3 antenna switches, that would I could be limited. I got one way out there, but it's just a QRZ freaking GMRS radio that you can use as a backup. But yeah, but between the HF, VHF, UHF, I don't run much UHF, but and the GMRS, I probably have about 4 wires, so that would work fine because I got everything run through about 4 wires. But if I got 8 wires going through there now, and then I switch over, it'll be a much smaller hole. You see he has it all in QRZ? Over.
I don't have any pictures of mine, but look up on the net. He has a website. It's called K7EME Metalworks, if I remember right. He does a lot of neat stuff. Now, it's not cheap, but it is very, very professional. The box is powder coated. It's got a nice door on it with a seal and a latch that you can get to it. Also, that copper plate is perfect for mounting all of your spark, the lightning arresters in a row there, and it makes it really a neat place to ground everything together. Anyway, I better shut up and let Doug get back to it. We got other folks coming on. K7EME and 7BD.
I'm receiving you at 5 and 7. The 5 to 6 and 9, you're coming through really nice today. I'll check out that website and see what they got. I appreciate the lead.
Okay, very good. Yeah, there you go. And I have ordered rotors from Chris, KF7P, and he's definitely a straight up guy to deal with. So I'll throw that in there as well. Okay, let's see, Mike, WD7R. I did not get your call, but I heard your voice in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is what I understand to be the best net in the West. Is that true?
Best in the West. I don't know. I can't comment on that because for one thing, I have to recuse myself from the voting.
Well, I'm a little biased, but on the good way biased. Yeah, glad to be here. Good morning, all. And Robert basically said what I was going to say, but we did that over at Jeff, NC7K, the KF7P box. Really nice quality metal box with the powder-coated finish, and he can match, color match to your house exterior color, or pretty close. Yeah, really, really heavy, well-built thing. The only downside I will say about doing one large hole is, when you move, it's a lot more difficult to patch a large hole in the house like that. So I've opted to do something a little bit different. I do smaller individual holes in a row, like a line of them, and it would span the width of the box. So instead of one large 3-inch hole, I've got several small half-inch holes there. So a little easier to patch that way. But just throwing that out there. And good morning, all. And I will be here, Doug. Thank you, WD7R.
Okay, very good, Mike. And you sort of roll your own to meet your own individual needs there. And all you got to do is just make sure you know where your studs are at. And so you're not boring through, you pick your 3-inch hole right where, anyway. Okay, Sounds good, Mike. Thanks for coming on board, and we got you on the list, of course. And while you guys were talking, I see that we have a guest, Terry, K6TDI, up there in Payson, and so I'm going to swing up toward Payson here a little bit, and let's see if we can get Terry in here. Good morning, Terry. K6TDI, K7EME. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. Good signal up here in Payson this morning, and hello to everyone on the net. K6TDI, KF44 Payson.
Okay, great copy, and yeah, you're doing really well this morning there, Terry. I'm curious, what's your morning temperature? Why don't you make us all jealous? All right. Hey, I would take that. No change in the fall colors yet on any of the trees you have that do that sort of thing. Any fall colors coming out?
Some of the cottonwoods leaves are turning from green to yellow just a little bit, so just kind of early for that, but it's starting.
Okay, very good. Well, let's see, Terry, let's see if anybody out there has a good copy on you and would like to try to work you this morning. Anybody want to give Terry a try up in Payson? Well, I'm not hearing any takers, but Terry, are you going to be able to stick around? Or are you going to be in and out this morning? And I really appreciate you stopping by. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, you have a terrific week, and again, really appreciate the check-in, and we'll catch up with you down the road there. So 7-3s, Terry, and you have a good one. And let's see. I'll swing back over toward. Let me pause on Apache Junction here. I see Warren is online. Warren, you got your microphone handy? K7CWA.
Yeah, you actually turned the antenna away from that a little bit. When it was on Terry, it was better. This K7CWA. And I could hear Terry talking barely some of the time, but not really enough to comprehend what he was saying. So I'm kind of surprised, because usually I can work the rim pretty well. Anyhow, I'll be here.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I probably, maybe I overshot it. They're coming from you there as I went back toward Phoenix. But anyway, you're still 5 and 9 down here. All right, very good, and we'll got you on the list there, Warren. And I see KF7TXE is monitoring down in Benson, so hello to you, and hopefully you'll be able to take that antenna and go out mountain topping with it one of these days. Maybe we'll get you in here yet. Let's see, and bump it a little more over toward Phoenix. Anybody else out there?
Whiskey X-ray, 7 Golf, Jim in Gilbert.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing today? Good to hear you.
I am enjoying no summer. Doing well, and looking forward to the net. Over to you.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, enjoying no summer. Yesterday it was pretty warm down here. Even though it's much better than it has been, it was still still kind of warm out there. So I'll vote for just a little more fall here, and hopefully we'll get things down a few more degrees, about another 5 or 10 degrees. I think would be perfect. But you can't expect perfection every day. Anyway, I know you're going to be sticking around, right?
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for anything. Always enjoy this test.
All right, Mr. Mayor, you take care, and we'll get back around to you. Anybody else out there?
K7HM.
Well, there's the other Gilbert representative. Lynn, thank you for those glasses again. And did you see the eclipse?
Yeah, I was out there at the local observatory for about 4.5 hours with my solar scope, letting people look through it, and a couple pictures I took with my phone through the eyepiece.
We were doing that as well, and I tried to use the glasses with my solar, with those the solar glasses with my cell phone. I'm trying to say, and it wouldn't focus properly, so that was out. But Chuck had his solar telescope out there. And it was amazing. There was that one prominence or flare or whatever it was on the left-hand side there. That was you could see that thing changing in its size as the eclipse progressed, and I was amazed, and even could see some sunspots there. I imagine you saw the same thing with your solar telescope, and I'm sure everybody appreciated you bringing that out for the event.
Yeah, I don't know what the head count was. They were taking a head count in the observatory, but yeah, it was fun. A little long, but it was fun. I'm not going to be able to stick around this morning. I had the granddaughter coming here in a little bit, so we're just getting ready for that. So we thought we'd pop in here and give you another number, and we'll look for you guys next week. K7EME, K7HM.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Lynn, and enjoy your family, and we'll catch up with you next week. Got you down as in and out, and I see. excuse me. I see that Dave, K7SWK, is online. Dave, you got your microphone handy?
You bet I do. K7SWK. Hello, Doug and the group. Yep, I definitely got to tune in here and learn a little bit more about this 2 meters. So, was that one gentleman having trouble with a rodent getting into the antenna holes in the house?
No, he just was wanting to know how to do a pass through, wanting ideas on that. Through a stucco wall. That was his question there, Dave. Over.
Copy that. Well, I don't know his application, but what I did is I'm an electrical contractor first, so I picked up a weatherhead, and like you would use on an electrical service, and I just went on the inside of the house, took a little tiny bit, filled a hole up so I knew exactly where it was at on the roof, and then filled a 2-inch hole and dropped the sleeve down in it. And got a metal cover on the wall with a little pass-through, and all my grounding is right there. And I used the weatherhead, so it gets it, keeps the weather out, and it's very changeable. It's very friendly, so you can add cables, take cables out, and stuff like that just by removing the head on the weatherhead. Anyways, with that being said, I'll give it back to you again.
Okay, well, it's good to know that you're an electrical contractor, because we get questions occasionally, here, and you would be in a perfect position to be able to answer those questions. So I'm going to remember that, and I may even have some questions for you myself one of these days. So I appreciate it hearing that. And by the way, you were peaking to 5 and 9, so you've got the station on the right track, and much easier copy than when you started. So you've made some tremendous progress there, Dave. Are you going to be able to stick around?
Yes, I'll stick around a little bit. I may have to dash in and out sometimes, so if you yell for me, I may temporarily be out. My fans are to listen to most, if not all, of the matches.
Yeah, no problem. We'll, if we get past your turn and you're not there, just break back in, and we'll pick you up at that time. So no worries, Dave, and we'll talk to you later on. So sounds good.
Very good, sir. Look forward to the battle. K7EME, K7 SWK.
Okay, Dave. Very good. Thanks for that, and we got you down. Anybody else out there? K7EME.
85NLP, Mike Glendale.
Good morning, Mike. I don't have my antenna over that way, but got you solid copy. How you doing this morning? KD5NLP. Go ahead.
Not too bad. I was away for a few days. I guess I overslept a little bit. But, yeah, I think we'll just be in and out. We'll get you guys tonight.
Okay, fine on being away for a few days and everything, and you just went into a little bit of a QSB fade. Are you going to be able to stick around there, Mike?
No, not this morning. It'll be in and out.
Okay, got you down as in and out. Okay, well maybe we'll catch up with you on 3695 later this evening. So you have a good day, and thanks for stopping by to say hello. 7-3's there, and let's see if anybody else is out there. Good morning, Troy. Great to see you yesterday and spend the morning with you. How you doing?
Oh, just kind of waking up and need another cup of coffee or something here, probably.
I hear you. So, yeah, you go ahead and get yourself settled in, and morning's going by fast. Won't be too long. We'll get things rolling here. But you got some time before your allotted time slot comes up, and so get some more coffee, and we'll catch up with you later. Thanks for checking in. Anybody else out there? K7EME for the Arizona SWOT Net, still taking early check-ins. Morning, Pete. How are you doing this morning?
It's chilly in this house this morning. I put sweater on.
Well, it's getting to be that time of year, but I'll tell you what, I haven't even I don't even have an idea where my sweaters are at yet. So you're ahead of me.
Yeah, just a touch on the cool side. Anyway, I'll be here for the 960 ETA.
All right, sounds good. We've got you on the list. Anybody else out there? K7EME standing by for early check-ins.
Doug?
Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Just a quick update. I don't know if you talked to Jason when he's on the road, but he may be back around the 22nd.
Good to know. I'll make a note of that. He called me, and I missed the call. Surprise, surprise. But he had a flight from LAX over to Germany, and he was going to be crossing Las Vegas area and what have you. And I missed out on that one. That would have been a good pass for us to get on probably 40 meters or something.
Yeah, I actually got up early that day. He texted me too, and I missed him. Must have just missed him by about 5 minutes, about 5:15 or so. I tried calling him on 20 and 40, and just didn't make it. So anyway, I guess he's in Thailand, gonna bring his fiance home or something like that. So, but yeah, he'll be home on the. He should be on the air 22nd there. So. Anyway, back to net, WD7R.
Hey, that's good to know. Yeah, that's right. He was going to take some time off and spend some time there, and then get her packaged up and headed, not packaged up, packed up and ready to come on over here for a little bit of time. So that is good to know. I appreciate that update. And yeah, I was really sorry that I missed him. I know he's been doing double duty there, and probably getting some flight time in before he takes some time off. So I think he should be off for a little bit of time there. So it'll be nice to catch up with him. And I think this is his fiance's first. Maybe it's her first time. Over here with him, so it'll be an exciting time for him. Anyways, sounds good. Appreciate the update. And with that, I'm going to put it over to you, Robert. I'm going to go stock up on some more water, and I will be back, take a little break here, and we'll get things going on the net in about 4 minutes there, Robert. So can you take over for a bit?
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll hold down the fort for you. Anyway, this is November 7 Victor Delta looking for early check-ins for the Arizona SWOT net. Please call now. Check-ins, looking for early check-ins for the Arizona SWOT net. Please call now.
All right, I am back, and so we'll get things rolling here pretty quick. Anybody else out there for the Arizona SWOT Net? Okay, well, it is the witching hour, so good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Arizona Sidewinders on 2Net. This net is open to all amateurs, meeting every Sunday morning at this time, 1530 Zulu, taking early check-ins up to an hour or so before then. My name is Doug. I am K7EME, located in southern Arizona, running legal limit to a large antenna array at least part of the time, covering all of Arizona and into the surrounding states. The purpose of this net is to encourage VHF and higher band activity here throughout the Southwest. And for more information, just take a look at our website, AZ SWOT for Sidewinders on 2.net. And that's sponsored by Robert, November 7 Victor Delta, who is also taking care of the net logger portion of this net, where you can check the live check-in list, post messages if you need us to point your way or for any other purpose, and get tuned into the net. We are also on live stream on YouTube, and if you just do a search for AZ space SWOT, SWOT for Sidewinders on 2, space Sunday, and that combination of words will get you the live stream here today. Just the only one is coming out of this station here. So with that, I'm going to start taking more check-ins here, and a little bit of a light group this morning. Everybody's taking advantage of that beautiful weather to get antenna projects done before it gets hot, and man, it's been great for that. So I am going to swing the antenna over to the west a little bit here, and we'll take a peek out that way and see if anybody is lurking about in the western part of the state here. K7EME. And a little bit more to the northwest, K7EME. And we'll take a peek to the northeast, and wow, I don't have any power line noise up that way for once. K7EME looking to the northeast. And we're looking out more toward the east, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT Net. And we're looking as far to the southeast as I can get around the Tucson Mountains here, K7EME. All right, nothing heard, so we'll swing back toward Phoenix and get the festivities started here. Stand by. All right, well, good morning again, and we have a few things here to note before we get things going here. The Hamfest schedule is still coming up, pending Marana and the Superstition Hamfest. Both will be the last two for before the end of the year. And so we've got first part of November, and I'll get these dates. I keep meaning to do that, but anyway, we still have a little bit of time before them. But first part of the year in November, first part of the month, in November for the Marana Hamfest. Close-in one for the Phoenix guys. You don't have to head clear over to the east side, which is another hour for you to get over there, and usually pretty well attended and stocked with all kinds of goodies. And then the Superstition Hamfest in the early part of December. So I guess the big thing was the eclipse yesterday. I am curious who was out there looking at it, and maybe get your point of view on some things. I don't have my array, my dish calibrated for watching sun noise, but and I wouldn't have been home anyway, but it would have been interesting to watch the sun noise on 1296 coming off as the eclipse progressed, and just tracking directly on the sun, and just see the direct reduction in sun noise as the moon got in the way. So I one of these days I will be in a position to do that, and when the next eclipse or partial eclipse wanders over. But it was gorgeous, and again, thanks to Chuck, and it sounds like Lynn up there, K7EME AM, did the same thing with their solar telescopes to allow us to take a peek at some of the extreme details that you could see coming off the side of the sun, in just really awesome pictures. And the fact that I had read this in the past, that you could see Venus during the daytime, but I guess I didn't really believe it until I saw it yesterday with my own eyes. And Chuck was tracking Venus as well, and it was amazing to see what looked like a star in the middle of the blue sky. I'll never forget that. So I don't know how many of you were aware that probably a lot of you, but I was not, and it was quite a thrill for me to see that. Anyway, I still keep thinking about it. So with that, we'll get things rolling and get everybody get going on the list here. So Robert, you take it away first and get us up to date with what's happening at the station of November 7, Victor Delta. Go ahead.
All right, thanks for that intro. Anyway, K7EME and the net, November 7, Victor Delta. This is Robert over here in Northeast Mesa. And SWOT number 3051. Been enjoying the weather. Took care of redoing my low band antennas because of that 160 through 840, and they're all just wire dipoles. But made new spacers and readjusted everything, and everything's nice, and we're back on those much better. They'll survive the winds a little better and not get wrapped up around each other. Anyway, started working on our 1296 amp out in the garage, got some things organized and get some parts put together, so that's still a slow deal. Had to work on my wife's car, change out the AGM battery, and you just can't change a battery in a car anymore. The electronic circuits actually monitor the battery life as well as its change in charging, and the charging circuit adjusts accordingly, and you have to reset it. So anyway, we found a battery and found our next door neighbor has a shop, and he did it for us for really a good price. But anyway, that was that. Gonna take the Durango down and have the rear end looked at it. It's making noise, so I got that coming up on Wednesday. So anyway, just little fun things here and there. And let's see, pretty much that's about it for right now. So back to net, K7EME in sub meeting.
Yeah, you got to be careful, I guess, with all the computers and onboard electronics, and changing a battery ain't what it used to be, apparently. So, yeah, and then down here in Arizona, you know, as we all know, batteries don't last worth a dang, and so it's a pretty common thing. In fact, sometimes I'll just go ahead, and if it's been 3 years and that thing hasn't kicked the bucket yet, I've been known to just go out and replace it so you don't end up stuck somewhere. Anyways, thanks for all of that, and we'll get going here on the next person, which is Andy, K7KW up there, and Andy always has some interesting stuff going on. So, Andy, lay it on us.
Yeah, not a lot here.
Yeah, stand by, Serge. Good signal. I'll get you.
But just tinkering around in the shack. I got a couple mechanical projects I'm working on, and getting a couple other things done in the amplifier department. The shop is just stuffed full of amplifiers, and I'm cleaning out storage rooms. Pretty much giving up on local guys, so we're starting to advertise them across the country. We found a 6-meter amp and a 432 amp and a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to be getting rid of. An old 3-500 6-meter amp, all self-contained, and a bud cabinet. I forgot I even had it, so it's been quite a while. But that was a cool little amp. It did, 600-700 watts easy on 6. So anyway, that's what we've been doing here, kind of organizing and cleaning out. We've been spring cleaning like crazy. Just hard to believe how much crap you can accumulate in, a few decades. So anyway, back to net. Hope everybody has a good morning. And it sounds really good here, Doug, and glad to hear you figured out your USB cable conundrum. K7KW.
Yeah, it just wasn't clear from that video where that chipset should have been, but anyway, thanks to Chuck for getting that all figured out for me. Because you were right, conundrum was where it was at. Crazy. Anyway, Andy, thanks a lot, and we'll catch up with you later. And when you when you came back to me, I heard our buddy Serge up there in Las Vegas. So, Serge, KT6KT, take it away. How you doing up there, my friend?
Good morning, Doug. K7EME from KT6KT. Just flying, holding at City 5 and going fine. Over.
What was that, Serge? Did you have a question?
I got him, Doug.
Oh, okay, a little bit of a double there. I'm sorry, Serge, go ahead again.
You're fading away, Doug. Good morning. Thank you for letting me speak to you. Over.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, Serge, there. You actually have a good signal here, but anyway, I know Chuck is copying you. Chuck, did you want to try with Serge?
Yeah, let me try. KC6KT, KT6KT, November, Juliet 6 Delta, NJ6D. Serge, do you copy? Over. Yeah, Serge, the call is November, Juliet 6 Delta, Norway, Japan, 6 Denmark, Delta Mike 42, over.
Yeah, the problem is here, high noise level at this end, over.
Okay, roger the high noise level, Serge, but you're good copy with me over the hill from Doug, so thanks for trying. We'll make it at some point here, Serge. KT6KT, NJ6D.
Okay, Serge, anybody else want to try with Serge? Anybody up there in Phoenix got a copy on him?
Yeah, I got an S1 copy, but I'm going to S3 noise level.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, Chuck is copying you, so that is good. But he's at S1, and the S3 noise level is going to be tough for you there. I have somewhat of a noise level up that way as well, and it is a killer sometimes there, Serge. Let me just pause. Anybody else want to try to work Surge in Las Vegas? Okay, so Surge, that's all we got. Chuck has got a new antenna coming that you should be able to copy him with that in the coming week or two. Anyways, we'll make that contact sooner than later. And you have a great day. As always, we really appreciate you checking in. Good, actually, quite good copy today on you. I had you up to S6 there. So 7-3 Surge. Okay, sounds good, and great on the new antenna. That's terrific. You are sounding good. So the last couple of times I've had excellent copy on you, and I'll bet it's part of it is that new antenna. Okay, 7-3s. We'll catch you soon, K7EME. And just quick before I forget it, Chuck, if you want to hear, compare how you were hearing with how I was hearing, 1 minute and 20 seconds, 1 hour and 20 minutes, was on the live feed. If you want to bookmark that and get a baseline for yourself there, for when you get that new monster antenna up. All right, let's see. Let's get back on the list here, and so that we had K7EME. Vince was in and out, so that gets us back to you, Chuck. NJ6D, go ahead.
All right, Doug, K7EME in the group, NJ6D. Yeah, Surge was easy copy today, Doug. Not super strong, but this is the first time I had the Flex on the net here, the new Flex. So maybe that's a good sign of things to come. So anyway, excuse me, main activity this weekend was trying to get the new 2-meter monster Yagi up in the air. We did not fully succeed in that, but we made some progress. Had Al and Troy and Doug over here, met Al's wife, and got to meet my wife. So it was a good Saturday morning, early afternoon. And as Doug alluded to, we watched the eclipse. So we had a little solar telescope and both a white light telescope and a hydrogen alpha telescope. So that was a lot of fun. And Doug, I just checked again this morning that big prominence that was there yesterday. It's still there, but obviously it has changed its characteristics significantly since yesterday. Anyway, and it was really cool to watch the excitement with Doug on seeing Venus with his naked eye for the first time in the middle of the daytime. So anyway, so what else is going on here? As we were talking earlier, but during the net warm-up, I've got the Flex radio and the transverter all working happily together so far, and this is the first net also that I've had that combination feeding my little 2-meter amplifier, running about 400 watts today. So hopefully next weekend we'll have the big antenna up, and we'll make that QSO with Surge up there, Doug. But otherwise, it's going to be a trip to the hardware store to get parts and supplies to finish off the 2-meter antenna, and then having a quiet afternoon. Back to net at K7EME and J6D.
All right, Chuck. Well, it's so exciting following the saga of the monster Yagi. And you guys, it's something you have to see to appreciate this thing. And even just looking at it, from not that far away, when you get close to that thing, you really see the enormity of this thing. And it's going to be something to behold. I, for one, cannot wait to see how that thing hears. It's going to be exciting. Anyways, we'll be in touch. Let's see, W5RCQ, Jerry. So we're going to get the solar report, but I could see 2 sunspots, and there probably were, of course, more, but they were blocked out by the moon. But anyway, there were a couple that I could see, and let's see how the sun's been behaving this week, other than the eclipse. Go ahead, Jerry.
And good evening, not evening, good morning, Doug in the net. Jerry, W5RCQ, Sun City, SWOT number 3662. Well, the weather's getting better, although they're talking about 100 degrees again, but I've really been enjoying it, trying to get a little outside work done. The sun has cooled down a bit. No CMEs, no flares forecasted for the immediate period, and our numbers are down some. There are 7 groups of spots up there. The sunspot number is an even 100, and the 10.7 centimeter number is 148. I tried to watch the Ring of Fire eclipse yesterday. I didn't have glasses or anything, so I reverted to what we used to do when I was a kid, and we had eclipses. I punched a hole through a card with a pin, and then held the card up in front of a white paper, and you can kind of move it around a little bit so you sort of focus it, and I could see very clearly the 3/4 ring, and of course we weren't in the center of it, so I was never going to get the whole Ring of Fire thing. But I did watch it for several minutes. I did not see sunspots. I think I could have probably seen a big spot if I had have really been looking for it, but I didn't. But anyway, I got to see it and didn't burn my eyeballs out because I wasn't using proper equipment and so forth. And being able to look at it through a well set up telescope would have been really neat. But anyway, things are going well, and looking forward to, I still have not gotten my antennas officially on order from England. I'm not sure why I haven't got the official order yet, but I guess so, sooner or later. So in 4 months, he tells me, I'll be putting up some new antennas, but that's the way it goes. So K7EME and the group, W5RCQ, good net.
All right, Jerry. Well, that's the thing about Innov. It does take time, but it is worth it in the end. So, I mean, all I can do is tell you that it will be worth it from personal experience and anecdotal from everybody else that has those antennas. And 4 months, I think that's about the longest I've heard. I know Jason out there is waiting on some, and I think it was 3 to 4 months at his time. So they just have got a big backlog of stuff going on. So business is good in England with the Innov company. Anyway, before we get to Al here, I'm going to acknowledge Jim, N6CAZ. Jim, we'll get you on the list there, Jim, over.
Doug, I just got here a little late.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Okay, so go ahead, Al. It's all yours.
Okay there, Doug. Wow.
I can't. There's something going on here. It sounds like Al's all distorted.
Yeah, he's still talking, but there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah. Okay, Al. We heard about 2 words, and then all of a sudden, your sideband signal went very wonky. Total distortion. Couldn't even discern a syllable there. So something happened right in the first 1 second after you came back. So I'll let you sort that out, and we'll hold a spot for you there, Al. But you seriously got a problem there. All right. So we'll let you sort that out, and just break back in when you get things figured out there. Total distortion, unable to copy anything whatsoever. Let's see, Steve, W7WHB. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, good morning, Doug, and the rest of the group. This is Steve, Whiskey 7 Whiskey Hotel Bravo, up here in the Bright Light City, Gilbert, Arizona. SWOT number 3697. And things are going pretty good. Well, now keyed up there, and things started getting distorted. It sounded like I was in the old Atari Asteroids game. Somebody was shooting them up. It was, that was different, that's for sure. Anyway, or I thought that maybe my antenna had finally fell over, because that's my next project this week, as a matter of fact, is my elk antenna is sitting on top of a piece of PVC, and over the last 2.5 years or so, it's finally leaning over to the point where it's starting to slope towards the ground, and it has to be fixed. So my good friend Jim, WX7G, hooked me up with a couple of materials. I'm going to get that thing fixed this week and be a couple of feet higher, as a matter of fact. So the only thing that's going to stop us here's a finished problem is I've also got a 1296 antenna that's on the same mast, and I've got to figure out how to attach that, since my existing layout isn't going to work with fiberglass. So we will work it out one way or the other. Nothing much going on here, just everyday activities and doing the nets, and I don't know, not much going on here. Just paying attention to the news and how distracting that is. And sometimes we have to turn it off so we don't get angry. So with that said, I'm going to cut it out of here and listen out for the next, and pass 7-3 to everybody out there. K7EME, this is W7WHB.
Okay, Steve, very good on that. Good luck with the antenna project, and yeah, if it's aiming toward the dirt, you're definitely losing some signal there. So be anxious to see what getting it up a couple feet higher, and also getting it back on the horizon will do for that signal. So you and Jim have fun getting that sorted out, and we'll catch up with you next week. We had Steve, N7THW, was in and out, so let's get up to Jim, W7ADF. And Jim, so what's the new with you up there?
A break.
Yeah, go ahead there, Robert.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just remembered something I was supposed to tell you guys about QST. Some of you probably remember W7ART, Art, who passed away. He's going to have a memorial service at the Elks Lodge in, I believe it's Apache Junction Mesa off of Avalon, and it's scheduled for November 18th at 11 a.m. I will try to make it, but some of you folks remember Art there. N780.
ZYP.
Yeah, okay, Robert, and yes, Art was quite active there, and so that's good, and we'll repeat that with the coming nets, so that you guys up there everybody will hear that. We'll get it on at the early part of the net. Sounds good, and Al, you're back.
Yeah, how's it sound?
Sounds okay so far.
I don't know what happened. It just started bouncing audio for some reason. I don't know what it was, but we got straightened out. And I think Tim K7EME was going to be coming out for this thing. So you might want to check with Tim out for Art's memorial there. So anyway. Let's see. Had a good time at Chuck's. Let me go ahead and finish my report that I was trying to give before. I had a good time at Chuck's. All that stuff. Chuck's got a very nice wife, and glad my wife could get over there to. She went to the Flandreau Planetarium. She said Chuck's pictures of the, telescopes of the moon and the sun was much better than what they had down at the planetarium. So kudos to you there, Chuck. I really enjoyed it. Good time had for all. Sorry we couldn't get the antenna. It's a monster. Maybe next weekend. So I think that's about very concisely what I said before. So I had a really good time over there. 7-3 to the net. Hope to make it on 3695 tonight. Back to you, Doug. K7ZYP.
Okay, excellent. Good transmission there, and great on all. Next eclipse, Chuck's house. Everybody's invited. No, anyway, just a quick note before I forget, Al. There was a little bit of intermittent going on there. So what it sounds like is there's something going on, like maybe the shield of your microphone connection or something's intermittent. But after you got going, it was just briefly. It just sounded like an intermittent connection. So yeah, you can take that and maybe check out the connections on the mic there. Anyway, let's go over to Mike, KD7UUN, and see how he's doing. So go ahead, Mike.
It's Jim's turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, you're right. I forgot. I skipped over. Mike, hold on. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, real fine, Doug. No problem there. K7EME in the group, W7AD up here in northeast Scottsdale, Rio Verde foothills. Certainly enjoying the nice, cool weather, walking the doggies. It's been a treat for sure there. Got my tractor back, been working on the cannon box lift arms, got those all done, stuck a new seat in. It's like I almost got a new tractor here, so I'm going to have to camper in that part of it. Got the wheel done, motor back, and it was the bearings and switches inside that we ride, and so we got that installed again, and everything's happy there. So the well system is working good for the 4 homes that are on it. I'm still having a little problem with some young Harris Hawks trying to use my 2-meter Yagi as a launching post for their morning breakfast endeavors, but there's not too much I can do about it. But other than that, enjoying the great weather there. So I'll turn it back to you, Doug. K7EME in the group, W7ADF.
All right, Jim. Yeah, the Harris Hawks. I had 3 of them the other day on my 6-meter Yagi. So they're out and active down here as well, and great on the tractor. That and a new seat. Boy, I tell you what, that's nice. So enjoy tooling around on that. I'm so glad you got it back, and now all the projects will come up with that, and then the to-do list for the neighbors as well, because I know you keep them all fixed up with driveways and whatever you can do there, Jim. All right. So now we will go over to Mike and KD7UUN. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Doug. Good morning. Well, good to see everybody on this morning. Seems like a little bit fewer than usual, but that's probably due to the eclipse, no doubt. It's kind of cause some kind of havoc with the world, I suspect. But anyway, let's see. As far as eclipse goes, yeah, I saw that yesterday, both directly and indirectly. That was certainly kind of fun to look at while I was out doing other things as well. But let's see. Got on the radio, HF. There's all kinds of eclipse events going on. So we made a few contacts on 20 meters, so that was good as well. A lot of radioactivity yesterday, and let's see, in the shack here, I am working on an old Zenith transoceanic radio that my brother gave me that he got from my grandfather, and I think I don't know how old it is. It must be from probably the 40s. Anyway, I was surprised that it actually works very well, and so that's kind of fun listening to it. The only issue is that the string is broken for the dial, for the tuner dial, and it kind of find it interesting because I've got an old Helicopters receiver, and the string was broken on it too, but I had an expert replace that, so it's working okay. But I think I'm going to try replacing that on this Zenith. What an idea that was, right? Using a string to coordinate between the dial and the tuning capacitors. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I suspect that wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. I don't know, but anyway, it's always a challenge to kind of calibrate that. So that would be a fun thing to do. So anyway, that's all going on here. Back to you, Doug. And K7EME, KD7UUN.
Okay, Mike. Very good. Well, I have a bunch of old Zenith transoceanics that I've collected over the years as parts radios. So keep that in mind if you get something that you need. I do have some. My dad had a G500, and when he replaced the tuning string, it had broken on him back in the probably the 60s at one point, and he used a fly fishing line, 1960s style line, and that repair is still holding up quite well. And so I have that. I also have an H500 that I picked up in Flagstaff that is in absolutely mint condition as well. But depending on the chassis, I have some earlier chassis and such. So if you need, I've got some out there that I will probably never use as just parts radios, and let me know. Anyway, let's see. So good luck with that, and we'll head over to the next station, KD7XP. Of course, George was in and out. KD7EQ, a good friend of mine, Gary, up there in Scottsdale, was in and out. So that gets us down to Marana and Ken, W7KZM. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, good morning again. This is Ken with 7 Kilo Zulu Mike. Let's see, I finally found a pedal for a microphone control. And rather than buy a whole new system, I bought one for $9 on eBay, and I just had to solder the plug on it. That's good news. And I'm not sure if everybody heard about, I'm looking to drill a hole with the wall because we're going to get the master bedroom where the radio is, job carpet and all that. So I'd like to go through the wall rather than go through the piece of wood in the window. Let's see. then yesterday we were supposed to do the coda up there at Nacho Peak, and by the time I got the truck loaded and our neighbors or our friends left, I got up the next morning. My wife says, I'm too tired to go, so I was happily staying home yesterday, so it was a nice day. Other than that, not much happening, just a lot of little projects. I wondered why my radio wouldn't work the other day, my little Chinese radio, my Zigu, and worked on it. Then I walked outside and I noticed that the coax wasn't connected together, and that's wondered why my SWR was so high. But otherwise, it's been a nice weekend. I hope everybody has a nice week. I'll see Mike on the radio later this week, and I wish everybody a nice weekend. That was 7 kilos of the Mike.
Okay, very good, Captain Ken. And so it sounds like you've been keeping busy, and having open coax will mess most radios up. That's for sure. I'm glad you got that sorted out. Mike, another captain, Captain Mike, WD7R. How you doing up there? And how's everything going in the household? Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, good morning, Captain Doug and all, WD7R. Nice group this morning, and I think, like everybody else, enjoying the weather. I forgot about the eclipse until I was doing something in the house, and I knew it was sunny and clear outside yesterday, but it struck me that the house was getting darker inside, and I realized, that's probably the eclipse. So I went outside and saw definitely the shadows of it. I didn't look directly at it, but I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's what this is. So anyway, not too much going on around here, Doug. We got dog sitting stuff going on. Really wish it was Harper, though. Definitely missed that little girl. But every one of these new dogs has a different personality, and some are really hard to get to adjust to. So we're hanging in there, but not a whole lot on ham radio stuff. Contemplating, antenna stuff, but really pretty status quo all around, and just kind of keeping an eye on 10 to 15 meters. I'm up to 92 confirmed countries now, so that's pretty cool. Shooting for that DXCC. So other than that, I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the weather. We'll look forward to tonight, 3695, and hope you had a good visit with your brother-in-law there, Doug, and we'll listen for you tonight, and also on Tuesday roundtable. WD7R 73 and back to net control.
All right, Mike. Very good. And so Pam has got a dog sitting service going now. Is that what she's been up to with all the visitors there?
Yeah, with the kid being out of the house, and off to college, she's taken to caring for four-legged furry creatures, dogs, cats, whatever, and she's either going to someone's house or bring the animal here. So we got a dog here that has been here for about 2 weeks, and one more week to go. The owners are over in Japan for a family wedding. So yeah, it's not boring around here at all, Doug. Over.
Yeah, well that's great. And I know she loves the four-legged critters. So what a great way to do something you love there as well. So and I'm sure people would appreciate that hands-on care as well. So that's pretty cool. And great on everything else and the eclipse, and yeah, it did definitely get dark. The shadows, just the ambience of the light, is different during an eclipse, and it's just it's really cool to experience every time. All right. Well, we'll catch you later, Mike. Tuesday night, guys, remember the 2-meter roundtable group that Mike moderates there, this frequency at 7 p.m. Let's see. Moving on, we had K6TDI, Terry up in Payson, and so that gets us to Apache Junction, and Warren, K7CWA. Warren, did you notice the eclipse yesterday?
K7EME, K7CWA. No, I didn't. I forgot all about it. But I've seen pictures of it, and it's so hard for me to even get outside that I look at the screen and see the pictures of it, and that fills the bill. I've seen that kind of stuff before. So what can I say? I'm jaded. Yeah, I haven't done too much this past week, as usual. But I just noticed myself. I'm off, so I got the clarifier on. I hope I'm not off frequency. Anyhow, I've been spending a lot of time on the Fox News digital channel. They've got a live feed with, there's a number of different cameras around Gaza City and all that, and it's kind of interesting watching it and seeing the explosions and all that kind of stuff. I mean, front seat row to a war. Boy, this modern age is something. Anyhow, just have to take it all in and see where it goes. K7EME, K7CWA.
Okay, yeah. I noticed that on YouTube actually last evening, that there were some live feeds with cameras focused on that. So I may have to put that on just to see myself. And you're right. Wow. The availability. I mean, there's also been folks on their cell phones, live streaming and such. So it's a different perspective on these things that nobody's ever seen before. So you're right. Interesting stuff. Anyway, we'll catch you next week, and you have a good one. Jim, WX7G, you are next, and so Jim, you're going to get into trouble with Steve over there doing some antenna work, I guess. Is that right?
WX7G served on beautiful downtown Gilbert here, and I don't know about trouble. I was actually thinking I could be of some assistance. The trouble part you'll have to verify with Steve, but yeah, it's been a good week here for me. Nets have went well, and even had some gray line activity on the Thursday night net that I do, and we had the Big Island of Hawaii check in. Every once in a while we get them, so that gray line propagation was excellent. I think it was Robert who was saying he had to take his car over and have it reprogrammed. Robert, just for your information, anybody else, if you have to replace the battery, there is a cute little trick that you can do if you happen to have a cigarette lighter that is not controlled by the ignition switch. If it's directly hot to the battery, well, you can take and use a cigarette plug and put 12 volts on that cigarette lighter plug, and that way you can disconnect all the other computers, whatever you want to do, and you do not lose the memory of anything that is still hooked up to the 12-volt bus. So next time up, save yourself a little bit of money if you can that way. Other than that, like I say, enjoying the fall weather. Holy mackerel. When it ain't 115, let me tell you right now, 92 is a big improvement. But we do have a little bit of heat coming at us for a couple, 3 days. But again, I think that'll be the last of it, done with our triple-digit days. After all, it is the middle of October. Holy cow. Anyway, anyways, back to you, and thank you for having me, WX7G73.
All right. Hey, what a great tip. That is something to remember on the cigarette lighter and the auxiliary 12-volt to keep everything, I get every time the battery gets changed, you got to reset the clock and you got to do all this stuff. And that is good to know. You heard it here first, guys, or maybe you already knew about it, but this is the all-purpose net, not just ham radio, but automotive tricks as well. There you go. K7HAM, Lynn up there as well with you guys in Gilbert was in and out. So that gets us down to Dave, K7SWK. And let's see how Dave is doing today, this week. Go ahead, Dave. You know what? Dave may have been in and out, and I just missed that. I didn't write it down. Okay, let's go to, and Mike was, KD5NLP was in and out. So let's head down to Oracle, Arizona, and Troy. Go ahead, Troy.
Time out. Dave came back to you. You stepped on him.
A little hole in the back of it, and if you put a white paper on the front like a screen, and you hold it up and you stick your head inside the box and line everything up, and over the next hour and a half or so, in and out of the house, all excited about other than that, having fun with my S17, learning how to use all the different menus and like that. Got a beautiful game purchase. It sounds so incredible. So I have a good time with that. Talked to Mike, I have and Mike WD7R, and he has a great net on Tuesday night there. Talked to him, and he's left the door open for me to bring my 897 over, and then he would help me align it, because right now, in order to talk to Doug, I'm about 17 hertz plus. That would be 250.17 to really zero them in good. But there's also another gentleman, I forgot who it was, I forgot what call it was, that I have to be at 25011 to dial him in. So there's a little up and down somewhere along the line here. But anyways, getting that taken care of. So I'm getting ready to go to Maine this next week for a week to visit my son and his family. And so I'm going to be out of the picture here for a couple of weeks hopefully. And let's see, still looking for a little 2-meter amplifier. So if somebody sees a $1,000 amplifier that somebody wants $100 for, be sure and call me. We'll see how that goes. But no, seriously, I'm looking for a 2-meter amplifier so that I can be a little bit more of a contributor to this net. And sorry to hear about K7EME. I've talked to him many times in the last few years, and sorry to hear about that. It's always bad to hear silent keys. Sometime it got, it's going to be the key that comes up. But anyways, that being said, thank you all for everything. It's a great net to be a part of, and I look Sunday here. So with that, I'll say back to net. K7EME, K7SWK.
Okay, very good, Dave. I will apologize. You didn't know it, but I didn't hear you. I thought I stomped on you a little bit in the very beginning there. But anyway, we got it sorted out, and excellent. We'll miss you there while you're back in Maine, but you can always take a listen on the live stream while you're on the road. Put it up on your phone or whatever. No, shamelessly advertising there. Anyway, and then on the 2-meter amplifier, so just to, Dave is looking for a 2-meter amp out there, one of the brick type amps probably, but anyway, so if anybody has one, he's just to pass that along. He's looking to add to the signal there, and that would definitely put you over the top there, Dave. It would help having a few more watts, but work in progress, and you made a ton of it since the first time that we ran into you here on 2 meters. Let's see. So after Mike KD5NLP was in and out, so now we'll get to Troy and WA7ELN. Go ahead, Troy.
Okay, well, good, Doug. I think my amplifier, I hope, is cooperating today. I don't see anything bad happening at the moment there. But I had some problems with it last week, and so I'm not certain whether it's really putting out the power it's supposed to be or not. That's still a question there. Are you hearing me okay, Doug?
Yes, I am. Doing fine.
Okay. Well, we had a good time there yesterday over at Chuck's house, seeing his place and looking through the telescopes and, helping what we could do with the antenna. And, today we're not certain what we're going to do yet. We're kind of got up a little late, and but we're not going to do anything too difficult. And on the batteries, I just got a battery in my pickup, and I got it free because I had to have the pickup worked on anyway, and I told them to change the oil and, do everything while it was there since I didn't want to take it back. And they said the battery test's low, and do I want a new replacement? And they quoted me a price, and the price to have the Ford dealer put it in is pretty much the same price when I go down to the auto parts store and buy one and have to put it in myself. But it turned out that battery was only 2 years and 10 months, and it was only reading 50% on the cranking amp. So I told them, I bought that battery there, and it had a 3-year replacement warranty, so I got a new battery. So I felt better about that. And I don't know, I've got one of those little cigarette lighter plugs made to do that. My cars are older. The only thing I really lose usually when I change the battery is the settings on the car radio, and I rarely use the car radio anyway, so that really doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me. I know some of the newer cars, they have many more things to memorize than what I have in my older cars. My newest one's a 2011, so maybe only one computer instead of 4 or 5 there. So anyway, that's about all I have here. We'll go back to net control, K7EME, WA7ELN.
Okay, Troy. Yeah, the way vehicles are getting to be nowadays, you're going to have a master's degree in electrical engineering to become a car mechanic. That'll be a prerequisite, sorting out all the stuff with the computers and keeping those vehicles going. I imagine the ones with Tesla, I can imagine what it would take if one of those computers got messed up. Yikes! Just the thought of it makes me glad I've got some of the old technology. Anyways, let's head over to Pete. I've got the antenna kind of over that way a little bit. Pete, how are you doing today? N6ETA.
More than a master's. You're going to have a doctorate. Keep track of them. Oh well. Not much going on over here. Had a little side conversation going on with my nephew. He's stationed over at Lackland. Anyway, that's about it. Just kind of enjoying the cooler weather. I knew there was an eclipse going on outside of it. I didn't go out and look at it. I just played in bed and noticed it got dark in the house. That's about all we got going on over here. 73, everybody. We'll talk to you later at 60 ETA.
All right, Pete. Very good. Well, yeah, that it definitely would get your attention when things are kind of like a cloud going over, I guess, or something. It's like, clear skies out there. Why is it darker? All right, well, you take her easy, and we'll catch up with you next week. And Jim, N6CAZ, we're next up since Serge was in and out up there in Las Vegas. So go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, all right there, Doug. Everybody on the net. Yeah, I was listening to you guys a little bit last night, but by the time I was ready to chime in, people were starting to sign out. So good old 432. I don't know what you were running last night, but you were barely above my noise level. I know you cut the power back when you're talking local, but wow, it was almost a challenge. Anyway, yeah, not too much new over here. Cleaned up the garage a little bit yesterday, going through boxes and stuff like that, and yeah, I might have gathered a few more things for future Ham Fest. We'll see. I definitely need to I've lived in my house now for just over 2 years, and I got to get rid of some of that stuff in my garage. You know, it's just, I got a little island out there with boxes and tubs of swap meet stuff and things like that, and it's just getting to the point where I don't need the space for another car or anything, but I'm just starting to look at that little island of junk. So anyway, started working on that. It was a little bit cool, so I was able to do that without sweating it too much. And in the process, I stayed out there a little too long and never got to do my rotor project. So maybe I'll get to it today. I don't know. I seem to be hitting I don't know what kind of a roadblock on that one. I've got a control box that works. The rotor I know works. I just need to, I guess, set the direction, get it calibrated, and then actually put it on the mast. But I don't know why. I just seem to have some aversion to getting it finished. But we'll see. At the Ham Fest last week, I was really close to making a deal on a Yaesu rotator. But by the time I went back with a little cash in hand, the guy had packed up and left. So snooze you lose, I guess. Anyway, yeah, not too much else here. I think I mentioned the other night that I got an amplifier from my friend that belonged to his father, who's now an silent key. Not really sure how I'm going to use it as long as my antenna is still through that ICOM AH4. There's just no way to put it between the radio and the coupler without blowing it up. So I'll have to work on that one. Going to have to get some kind of even if I just use it for 80 meters, I'd like to find some way to string up something that's just a standard higher power antenna just for that, even just for the Sunday nets or something. I don't really seem to need the power for anything else that I do. Not that it's that much, but it might help out when the bands are noisy and stuff like that. I know you guys kind of stress hearing me, so we'll try and work on that. But yeah, it's a nice little, it's a good doorstop right now. Man, that thing is heavy. I mean, it's about the size of the 7300, but this sucker weighs like 45 pounds. I know there's a giant toroid inside. But the cool thing is I was going through the manual, and it looks like it was actually a kit. So my friend's father actually did some assembly work on it and everything. I know he's had it since about 2011. So anyway, it'll be kind of fun to eventually get that powered up and put to use. And then, of course, I've got the DX100B that I got sitting on a cart out in my garage. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Man, me and boat anchors, I don't know. I've only got a couple, but I seem to pick the heavy ones. Geez, 100-watt transmitter sitting out there. Seems to be all there. They changed out some switches on the front and stuff. I don't really care for the way they did it, but the plate switch, I believe, is broken. It looks like the paddle switch, whoever they put in there, is acting kind of strange, so I'll have to maybe look into that. But a guy started to say something about they replaced the rectifier tubes with solid state, but I didn't really notice what was done. I haven't really looked it over yet. So I got that little project out there. And other than that, a whole lot else going on. So with that, I guess we'll let you close it out here. N6CAZ.
Okay, Jim. Well, yeah, you've got a lot of stuff on your list here, and I'm envious of some of the projects there. DX100 does always have a soft spot in my heart for those radios, and you'll get it sorted out. I have a otherwise mint 75A4, and the only thing that's not mint about it is that somebody tried to solid state the power supply, and that's so wrong in so many ways. You don't get the proper voltages, and this guy really screwed it up. Nothing had the B. There's no B plus to be found anywhere in that thing. Anyway, so one of these days I will get to that. And I just need to find a forklift first for some of these projects. As you well know, boat anchor, there's a reason they call them that. Anyways, sounds good. Well, that gets us to the bottom of the list, so we're going to take one pause here and see if anybody else is hanging out, and we'll wrap things up. Anybody else out there late check-ins?
WB7BYU.
Okay, a couple of you there. I heard WB7DYU. I haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing? And then Terry, we'll get to you. Go ahead.
This is WB7BYU. Yeah, I've been kind of lazy. Slept in last Sunday after I went to Hampstead at Tucson that week. I wore my stuff out walking around. Just had a little headspace problem this morning. If anybody has been in service, they know what that means about headspace. Just powerful little fire without having the light steady. So, just been hanging around. Went to the wedding down by you guys in Marana. We're supposed to be near Marana, but it's that ranch way to the south of you guys. And can't remember what the name of the ranch is. My nephew got married, so got home real late on that. Got home around 11 o'clock at night. So I was kind of tired yesterday, but started to feel a little better at 2 weeks ago. Down to the bridge, trying to get my stuff out of the nose. So thought I'd just get back in here, and this morning I had, like I said, I had a headspace about setting the frequency right, and so I finally got in here on the internet. So we'll talk to you later. This is WB7BYU.
Okay, John. Very good, and nice to have you back here today, and appreciate it. Glad things are going well for you there, and we'll catch up with you down the road. So keep busy there, and we'll catch you later. Let's see. We had Terry was the other station, N7BDL. I'm assuming you're still on your remote from Idaho. Is that right, there, Terry?
Yes, sir. That is correct. Just getting about time to head back to Arizona and 7 BDM.
Yeah. Okay. I imagine it is getting chilly up there. Have you had any freezes yet?
No, our low so far has been 39, so we're still in somewhat good shape.
Okay. Well, 39 is getting pretty close. Yeah, it'll be time to pack things up and head south. But I do appreciate you taking the time to check in as you do. It's always fun to. I wish it could be direct. We could add a new state to our coverage here, but anyway, we'll take it by remote anyway. So appreciate your coming by, and we'll catch you soon there, Terry. Over.
Okay, 7-3 and 7 BDM.
Okay, very good. Let's see, is there anybody else out there wishing to late check-ins?
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Doug, I've been sitting here listening, and there was, I think, exception to the recommendation that was given about plugging wires into cigarette lighter holes and all that stuff and preserving the memory. That's old school. That's old school stuff. What a person really needs to do if you're having a battery problem is go down to your local dealership and tell them to do the maintenance to change the battery. Let them take care of everything. And while you're waiting, walk into the showroom, and then you'll walk out with a brand new battery. It might cost you a few dollars, but you got a new battery. Back to net control.
Well, you know, there, Steve, I knew someone, it was an employee of mine, and she and her husband, they got new cars every couple of years, and I accused them of that's how they changed their batteries was. I figured they just didn't want to bother with the hassle of changing the battery, so they just did it via a new vehicle every 2 years. I thought personally it was crazy, but I tend to hang on to my vehicles for a long time, and that showroom, you drive it off the floor, and man, it's worth 30% less. That's kind of a big hit, don't you think?
Well, I guess it depends. It could be a big hit, but I look at it like this. I did that, and people kid me about it, but there's people all over the United States that do that stuff. They go in for a battery, and they walk out in a new car, so it's not something that's new, but it is a different method of doing maintenance.
Well, we'll keep that in mind, and we'll see. Jim WX7G. What do you think about that?
Well, some people got the money. That's I was just a lowly mechanic, not like I had 3 or 4 pensions and. A degree and all that kind of stuff. So, you do what you got to do.
Okay. Well, it is definitely an extreme way to change a battery there, but if you can do it, more power to you. All right. Well, I think we're down to the end of it. I don't believe anybody else is out there, but I will take one more pause. All right. So with that, we'll shut things down and call it a good net. And you guys will catch up with you all next Sunday, if not before. You guys have a terrific start to the week coming up. K7EME is off and clear, shutting down the live stream and the net. 7-3's all.